Hi peeps, it's Tersse back in the old squat box once again, and I'm very deep in a luscious dream of lushfulness. That is, I'm very deep in my drink. So we travel through life, sometimes together, sometimes passing each other like streetcars, sometimes at night, sometimes during the day. And thus we come to that that often said thing between us human beings of things are black and things are white. But that's not really true. I mean, black and white are markers in our lives. They're markers not just in the saying of the words black and white. They're also markers in our understanding of how we see ourselves and other human beings, you know, as dark images or light images. You know, the criminal, the dark, the black side of life, and the hero, the light, sparkling brightness on the other side. But as I say, they're only markers that they delineate places we can approach and perhaps not pass. But that's not the way life is. And it's not full of grey between black and white either, you know. It's full of colours, you know. There's purple and orange. There's green and blue and yellow. Lusciousness. The lusciousness of a beautiful red berry that unfortunately is part of the dark side because it's poisonous, you know. And, you know, there's the dark fruits that we pick in our lives. That could be the partner you chose, you chose because of the danger associated with their involvement with you in your life. But it's not black and white, and it's not just the colours. There's a texture to life as well, you know. Life can be full of smooth, never-ending boredom, or smooth, never-ending joyousness, you know. The joy of life can be very smooth, with never anything ever going wrong, or it can be filled with pitfalls, troubles, but even they have the texture. They add the texture to life, which actually encourages you to endeavour to be better, you know, endeavour to overcome the pitfalls. Just like, you know, the joys of life can sometimes become so boring, smooth, that you just cry out for, please, can I just have some difficulty in my life to give me something to push against, you know. So, yeah, the black and white of life doesn't really exist. I mean, the greys of life, these are things people speak of who think that they're poignant, you know. These stupid words we speak at each other are poignant, you know. But real life is a journey that most of us have no idea we've even started when we're halfway down it. And by the time you realise the path you're on, you know, you're bewildered in how you could even find another way to switch channels, switch rails, change direction. And yet it's all there inside you. And it all always was. It was there from the very start of your journey. And this is the beauty of life, for me. There is no real path in life. There's no true path, no bad path, no right path, no good path. Your life is not a path, so much as it's like a fractal pattern that you glimpse from different angles as you lived. And it's all beautiful. Even the ugly of life can be beautiful when seen in retrospect. And this is how we see most of our lives. Most of our lives we see in retrospect. Things we've already done. Bad things that's already happened to us. Good things that we cherish and have photographed and tried to save and recover at times by looking at those photographs of it. So life, in a way, is not a path. It's a pattern. And we love that beautiful pattern when we see it, but often we don't even know it was there until it's past and we're on to a different pattern. I love life. I love all of life. The bad times and the good times I've experienced so far have all been joyous to me. All been joyous. The times I spent in prison, the times when I've had horrible things happen to me, the beautiful times I've had, the beautiful bodies that I've shared with other people. You know, the ecstasy, and just the thoughts and dreams that I've chatted about and talked about with other people. They've been like an opening flower in my life, continuously opening and flowering. I love life. And as I said, retrospectively, even the bad things I've experienced in life have been lessons that I've taken to heart and learned from. And how do you pass this knowledge, this experience on to other people? Well, you can't. That's the thing. You can't pass experience. What you can pass on is the little details in the pattern which signify experiences. They signify better or greater impact on your life than other experiences, And the pattern, although continuously changing, does have a certain recognition to it. You will experience things when you were younger, 13, 14, 8, 20. You will recognise the pattern of the experience you're going through. And as you get older, because you've experienced these things several times, you recognise them more often, and still they don't have the same impact on you because they're not new experiences, but they're new recognitions of experiences you've had. And that's the beauty of getting old. Which is what this video is about. It's about getting old. And the beauty of getting old is you tend to have more recognition of the patterns that your life goes through. Lots of people go through life so fast and so energetic way. That they think that's all there is in life, is that energy, that impact, that suddenness, you know. That's what people seek a lot of the time. You know, mountain climbers, parachutists, hang gliders, you know, the people who climb high and delve into the depths of the earth, they're looking for those impacts in their life, those suddenness experiences. And I've had them, and I still look forward to having some of them in the future. But they are only parts of the pattern. Parts of the pattern in your life are also the ruminations, the recall, the memories, the remembrance, the reliving, you know. And I think some of the most beautiful things I've ever done in life is reliving the memories of the impacts of the experiences that I've had in life. And maybe that's just something that you get as you get older. But I remember them as well when I was a teenager, when I was doing things on a continuous basis, which were sometimes frightening, but also sort of invigorating, you know. Soldiers get that a lot. I wanted to be a soldier, but I couldn't join the army because I've got an eye which I was born with, which is defective, which also means that I can't enjoy 3D movies. So fuck you, film industry, for that shit, because I'm not interested, and I hate when a movie comes out I really want to watch and the only and I say this is another part of the pattern. Continuously I find movies I've been waiting on for ages to come out, they've been broadcast, oh this movie's coming, and then just when it's being released they say, oh it's in 3D, and I say fuck you and your 3D shit, you know what I mean? Just fucking give us the movie, you cunts, you know what I mean? But I remember when I was younger as well, and I had that need, that want for that, not first kiss, but that kiss with someone for the first time with them, you know. And you try so much to make it special, you know. But then your memories of all the other past special first kisses remind you that it's just part of the pattern of life, and it's not really that special. It's just special now, but next year when you're looking back it won't be any more special than all the other first kisses you've had. I'm hoping that I'm not being too indescriptive and what you call it, non-specific, you know, because I'm being deliberately being non-specific, because I'm trying to come over as all sort of morally wise and shit. As if I know anything about fucking life, you know what I mean? Yeah. So there we go. But life is not black and white. It's not a path that you travel down. It's an experience. You can continuously experience the same shit over and over and over again, and if all those experiences are nice, then you know you're living a good life. But there's something to be said for suffering, some people call it, but I just call it experiencing something new, something different you haven't had before. I don't call it suffering. And even an illness can be an experience that you can look back on after you've successfully transversed through it. Even a bad illness can be an experience to look back on and say, you know what, I learned something from that. I had some weird thoughts and imaginings, visions, understandings of myself and the people around me who helped me to pass through those experiences as best I could. Either it be doctors, nurses, family, friends, even some strangers you meet who give you a passing nod of acquaintance and understanding of your position, that you're a living being going through a traumatic experience. That can be something that you take on board and look back on later and say, yeah, that was very nice of that person when they spoke to me and gave me those words of comfort. Things like that are the things that happen, the parts of the pattern, and they're not black or white or grey or coloured. They're all of it. They encompass all of it. They are grey and yet rainbow coloured, and yet bouncing off of the border of black or white, bouncing back and forward within your head. It's what us humans do. It's what we do. We live, we experience things. We make all sorts of calculations about the people we meet, talk about, see. Maybe even talk with people we see in the street but have never met and chatted to. We make assumptions. We denigrate and lift up in our own minds within that, but we make patterns of the life we see before us. But you've got to remember that the people looking back at you, that you are watching and making these decisions, these calculations, these attitudes, having these attitudes, they're doing exactly the same thing back at you. It's one big gigantic miasma of patterns, forever changing, subtly changing, sometimes rapidly changing in others. But basically it's all just a gigantic kaleidoscope. I love that idea of life being a kaleidoscopic fractal of change. A kaleidoscopic fractal of change that we all look back on after it's happened, after we've experienced it, after we've discussed it, and continue to analyse it, reanalyse it, rename things. That's the beauty, that's the pattern. The pattern itself feeds back on our thoughts that make the pattern and then refractalise it into bigger, larger patterns. And it's the beauty of the human mind. How much information it can take and yet still be able to deal with the information overload that almost every person on board is dealing with at the moment. Because that's really what we're dealing with today. That's really why today our societies are so difficult to understand. That's why people are so difficult to understand, because they are going through the same thing you are. They are struggling to understand the pattern of their lives, not the path, not the borders, not the delineated black and whites of their lives, but the pattern of their lives. There's no path you're treading on. It's a huge fractalic pattern. And you never really know what part of someone else's pattern of life that you've been the pixel in. So sometimes, many days, weeks or years later, sometimes you will never even know the pixel you were in another person's pattern because you've never really met them. You just passed them by in the street, you sat opposite them in a restaurant, you served them or bought from them in a pub. We're all part of this gigantic fractal pattern that none of us have any knowledge on how to even talk about it. I mean, I'm having difficulty trying to explain it to you, and if you think about it for just 2 seconds, who did you sit next to on the bus, or who did you give a finger to on a car who cut you up? Who did you pass by in the street in a shop arguing with a shop assistant? And what was the shop assistant thinking being argued and shouted at? What was the person shouting at them thinking? And did any of them notice you passing by them? You were part of their pattern, whether they recognised it or not. They knew you were there. Did they recognise you? Did they acknowledge your existence? Only probably if you voiced your opinion on the argument or the shouting or the bawling, but you know, even if you didn't, I guarantee you at least one of them recognised your passing. One probably wanting you to come in on their side and join in the argument. One wanting you to join in on the other side and say, "Oi, for fuck's sake, she's only doing her job, leave it out," you know. But it's the pattern that we all live in. We all experiencing these same non-black and white, non-grey, non-multicoloured actions, thoughts, moods. We're all just pixels in the pixelated pattern of life. Yeah. So long as you fucking know, motherfuckers. And just remember, being a pixel is better than being a non-pixel. You don't want to be that dot, that pixel in the middle of a flat screen monitor that just never shows the right colour at the right time. I don't know, have you ever seen one of those monitors where there's one tiny little pixel that never changes colour? It's always pink, blue or green. No matter what is being shown, it could be a movie, it could be a game you're playing, it could just be, you know, you're texting someone or reading an email and there's this little pink, green and blue pixel in the middle of your fucking monitor and you think, shit, that pisses me off that fucker never changes. That fucker doesn't know what it's doing, it's just there, thinking it's so perfect and doesn't need to respond to the fucking flow of life, you know. There's some people like that until you catch them cheating, you catch them snorting coke off the fucking ass of some whore, gay boy, or you know. I'm not saying these words, gay boy and whore, in a derogatory way. I'm just saying that's what people call them. It's not what I particularly call them, you know. I would say a working girl and you know, a gay man, but you know, the structure of life is a lot like what we see represented in one or TVs, but in microcosm or macrocosm, you know. the huge ideas we speak about when we're supposed to speak about when politicians are being interviewed, and then the small, non-existent bullshit that you get from, say, weathermen, and yet it's all intricately woven into the fabric of the fract that you live through. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of you just went, the fuck? What the fuck? And here was me just trying to sort of like parse my energy through the internet and make your minds, you know, tune to mine and be all sort of one with the universe and shit, you know what I mean? We don't need gods. I mean, well, if you need a god, you've got me. I'm your god. I've got a beard. I ain't like God, but he's always got a beard, doesn't he? Yeah, I've got fingers. God's always got fingers. Because obviously a beardy, fingery fucking thing, you know what I mean? It's not like he's a big bunch of spaghetti or shit, you know, because that would be stupid. God controlling your life and controlling your fractal patterns. You know what I mean? He's obviously going to have fingers and toes and a nose and shit like that. Maybe not glasses, but hey, I'm a specky god, right? I'm specky god. So there you go. I'm also a drunken specky god. But then, who was the god? It wasn't Pan. Pan blows pipes. There was an alcohol god. I can't remember the alcohol god. There was a Greek alcohol god. Fucking hell. Do you know, my fractal partner's breaking down. As you get old, you'll find that your fractal pattern breaks down. That fractal cohesiveness you used to have when you were younger, when you could remember shit. You don't even need to have Alzheimer's. You just get old and that fractal pattern starts to wear down, you know. Some pixels go pink and blue and they never change, and that's it, you know. You're fucked, you know. Your brain can never remember the name of that, no, wine god. Is it Aphrodite? She was the god of love. Cornucopia, no, that was a horn of plenty. But like my horn at the moment, plentiful horn. Please, James, stop it. James, stop it. You're fucking breaking me up, you stupid cunt. Anyway, it wasn't a Beutiful either. No, that's a Scottish god. Beutiful. What was it? What was the god of wine? Fucking hell. I guess I should phone a Roman. phone. Okay, right. These jokes probably going down like a death fucking nail in my coffin, you know. Phone a Roman. I don't even know if anybody outside fucking Scotland will even understand that. I don't even know if most Scots people understand that. Phone a Roman. Phone. No, I will Okay. Okay, yeah. Anyway, you're all just pictures in my fractal view of life. That's what you are. Fractals. We're in the days of Fractalius. No. Fractalius. Yeah, I'm very drunk. I'm very, very drunk now. So it's probably better I end this video now before I say even more stupid stuff. Strange amount of strange motherfuckers. I'm not even going to edit the shit that I'm devolved into. Yeah. I evolved to this high level of drunkenness, and I will not edit out the devolution of my brain. I will not. You will listen to it and put up with it and realise that your brain is devolving every second of the fractal part you live today. Yeah. As soon as you pass 21 and start taking drugs, drinking alcohol, or running up and down mountains and taking fucking all kinds of crappy fucking, only eating grass and hay and fucking, particles and beans and shit. Your brain has started to fucking deteriorate into a pink a pink, blue, green, red or yellow pixel in the middle of your monitor. That's what you are going to end up. Strange if I'm motherfuckers.